Hi friends, today I am going to review the book, The Creativity Toolkit, Provoking Creativity in Individuals and Organizations by H. James Harrington, Glen D. Hoffherr and Robert P. Reid, Jr. Stifling creativity. Children burst with creativity. For them, the world is a series of possibilities. Every moment is an opportunity to invent something. But what happens to children when they grow up and enter the world of business? Influenced by social or business conventions, they lose their creative knack. In reality, they have only buried their creativity. It is waiting just below the surface, as eager as ever to transform the world. Let it out. You do not lose your creativity as you grow older. You simply use it less, because you think it has no practical application. Like any other skill that isn't practiced, it grows stale. The environment that you grow up in, first as an adolescent and then as a young professional, is largely to blame for stifling your creativity. But if you can recognize exactly how, you can start recovering one of your most precious resources. Individual creative capabilities are a lot like physical capabilities. The more you use them, the better you can perform. The first enemy of creativity is education. When you are taught to memorize the right answers, use someone else's solution, and collect other people's knowledge, you are untaught to find your own answers, solutions, and knowledge or how to approach problems creatively. Likewise, when you enter the business world, you learn to scorn failure and to avoid risk and to emulate those who came before you. Innovators will tell you, however, that failure and risk are essential to being creative and blazing your own path. It's up to you. Thinking differently facilitates looking at the current situation and removing some of the inhibitors and fears that block truly creative thinking. Creative people. 1. Think in pictures and strive to make these pictures a part of their everyday realities. 2. Are open to new ideas. 3. Look for new ideas all around them in everything that they do. 4. Put aside some time every day for creativity. 5. Ask a lot of questions. 6. Take risks. 7. Record their ideas and inspirations. 8. Challenge authority. 9. Encourage creativity in others. The innovative organization has people who are not satisfied with doing their jobs the same old way. Creative organizations. 1. Respect every one of their employees. 2. Keep fear out of their environments. 3. Understand failure as a stepping stone instead of a stumbling block. 4. Use technology to help people innovate. 5. Reward creativity. 6. Celebrate constructive dissatisfaction. To listen for comprehension, you must seek understanding. You must hear all the words that are spoken. You must seek the logic inherent in words. Constructive dissatisfaction is the opposite of complaining, a process by which employees challenge the structures of their working environments. Constructively dissatisfied employees seek ways to do their jobs better, more quickly, or more efficiently. They care more about their organization's product or service than its conventions. Therefore, they improve their organizations. As a manager, you have to decide what's more important. The answer should be obvious. Uncovering creativity in yourself. Creativity is seeing common things in uncommon ways. To be creative, you have to take risks. You must be willing, now and then, to let go of your rational, conventional thinking. Give your ideas a chance. When you approach a problem, your analytical mind screens your ideas. That's its job. But you must widen this screen so that more ideas get through. Don't solve problems the same old safe way all the time. Eliminate some of the rules that sustain it. Don't be so judgmental. Don't edit your thoughts. Don't worry about looking ridiculous. Have no fear. Because a presentation is usually informal, it can benefit from a creative, non-traditional approach. Don't wait to be creative. You can become creative out of desperation, or you can think ahead. Without adequate time, money, or resources, you have to come up with a creative solution to a problem. That's fine, but you can do so much more if you practice proactive creativity. Proactive creativity is behavior that lets you tap into the parts of your brain that get overwhelmed by the stresses of your working life. You can become more proactively creative 2 ways. Build a creativity workspace. Don't let anyone mess with your workspace. This is where you go to free yourself from all expectations. It doesn't have to be clean or organized, or look like a typical desk or office. It simply has to have the right equipment: computer, paper, pens, tape recorder, art supplies, whatever gear your creativity uses, and a focal point, a window, a painting. The right equipment allows you to be productive. The focal point helps you to rest your mind. Relax. Life is stressful. Something, often many somethings, will always demand your immediate attention. Set aside time for yourself. Let yourself rest. Put your mind at ease before you use it. Different types of creativity. Creativity comes in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Different tasks call for different creative approaches. The 4 basic types of creativity are: 1. Structured. Most organizations favor structured creativity, which follows a step-by-step process. 2. You locate a problem, determine its cause, and select and implement a solution. 3. Nonlinear. This type of creativity works well for groups if, and only if, they can eliminate judgment completely. 3. It is open-ended, and more concerned with quantity than quality. 3. Free-form brainstorming is one type of nonlinear creativity. 4. Provoked. For this, you need a catalyst, anything at all, as long as it spurs people's minds and sends them in unusual directions. 4. For example, when tackling a problem, pick a word at random from the dictionary. 4. Use it as a springboard for discussion. 5. Aha! This kind of creativity gives birth to breakthroughs. 5. Unfortunately, you can't force it. 5. It has no patterns or steps. 5. It will hit you at unpredictable moments. 5. Be ready for it. 5. Capture it. 5. Write it down. 5. Now. Uncovering creativity in your organization. First, decide which style of creativity you want to use. Some people will work better if you encourage nonlinear creativity. Others need more structure. Next, pick your course of action. Where do you want to go? What values do you want to convey? How much money do you want to spend? Being creative is not difficult. The hard part is actually applying your creative ideas, in short, making them real. These creativity-boosting exercises can be used for problem-solving in a business setting. 1. Create a selection window. List your ideas, and score each one based on your resources and the idea's probability of success. 2. Plug the idea into a graph, selection window, based on these scores. 3. Write the word probability up the left side of the graph and the word effort across the bottom. 4. When you plug in your ideas, focus on the ideas in the zone with the highest probability, the upper left-hand corner, and least effort, the lower left-hand corner. 4. Then, implement them. 5. Hold a manager-to-manager event, in which their supervisors make a series of recommendations, which the unit managers must accept or reject even though they cannot see their superiors' responses to their decisions. 5. This exercise opens lines of communication and forces ideas into action. The future is by definition uncertain. The past is but prologue to a changing world that may assume any one of infinite numbers of forms and structures. The challenge, then, is to live successfully, to prosper and survive in the face of uncertainty. Other spurs to creativity. 1. Suspend the rules. If you want people to stick their necks out for you, they must understand that you will not cut their heads off when they do. 1. Communication is vital to an organization's success. 2. Don't take it for granted. 2. If people can communicate their needs, they will be much more effective in their jobs. 3. But they cannot communicate in an environment that does not tolerate mistakes or uniqueness. 4. Role-playing is the best example of suspending the rules. 4. It forces people to leave their organizational selves behind and see things from a different perspective. 5. Encourage people to think differently. An office full of clones will never rise above its current levels of production. 6. Engage your people in brainstorming and free association activities instead. 7. The law of averages dictates that you will have to wade through a large number of ideas before you find the one that's right. 8. Focus energy. Words can be spark plugs for people's creativity. 9. One of the best ways to increase creativity in your organization is to bring your employees together for conversations. 10. Encourage them to explore tangents, play devil's advocate with each other, and most importantly to listen to each other. 11. Use visual cues. Sometimes, words aren't enough. 11. If you can add a visual element to your presentations, planning, or research, you will engage people more fully. 12. Use your experiences. Sometimes the best way to stimulate ideas about your own organization can be to visit someone else's shop. 12. Otherwise, keep your eyes and ears open all the time. 12. You never know when you'll be able to adapt something to your own use. 13. Play games. Playing games helps people cope with uncertainty. 13. They can be physical games, mental games, skill games, or games of chance, just as long as they encourage people to take risks, be innovative, and grow. Using creativity in your organization, or the law of decreasing risk. Crushing a great idea is the easiest thing in the world. All it takes is a smirk or a sarcastic comment. Always make your environment conducive to great ideas. Creativity is an individual trait. Put creative people together in small groups, departments, and you get originality. Put small groups together into organizations, and you get innovation. That's what Bill Gates has done at Microsoft, becoming the richest man in the world at age 40. In the beginning, risk is necessary. As people create, they must be willing to make outrageous proposals, to sound ridiculous or off-key. Risk decreases in the innovation stage, in which you work with different combinations of ideas. By the perfecting stage, you should be relatively certain that your idea is usable. Now it's time to perform to manufacture your product or service and take care of your customers. Risk should be low by this point. The only thing left to do is to deliver the goods. The organization that combines creativity and innovation has a significant competitive advantage. If you aren't willing to fail, and fail again, in the early stages of creating something new, you will probably never get to the final stage, and it's probably better that way. After all, who wants to spend their hard-earned money on a weakly imagined product or service? Things to remember about creativity. 1. Even if you've never seen yourself as a creative person, you can improve your creativity. 1. Practice makes perfect. 2. Creativity often explodes onto the scene. 2. It is rarely logical. 2. It might wake you up in the middle of the night, or attack you in the shower. 2. Be ready to capture it when it comes. 3. Frustration can and does lead to creativity. 3. In fact, if you're taking the easy way out, you will often fall back on other people's, less creative, solutions. 4. Being creative feels good. 4. Building something that never existed before is an excellent way to prove to yourself that you have contributed positively to the world. 5. Creativity is fun. 5. You spend most of your time at work. 5. If you're following the rules all the time, you will continue to bury that part of you that makes the world exciting. Takeaways. 1. Like any skill, creativity gets rusty when you don't practice. 2. When managing for creativity, make sure your environment is open to it. 3. Failure and risk both feed creativity, so don't be afraid of either one. 4. Be creative now. Don't wait until there's a problem that calls for it. 5. Give your mind time to rest before creative activity, just as you would rest your body before physical exertion. 6. Sometimes the most creative thing that can happen in an organization is a simple conversation. 7. It's easier to crush a great idea than to implement it. 8. You can become more creative if you are willing to devote some time to it. 9. Because creativity comes and goes in a flash, carry a small notepad or a tape recorder. 10. Being creative is one of the most satisfying activities available to humankind. 11. If you enjoy our content and would like to stay updated with our latest videos, please like, share and consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. 11. Your support means a lot to us. 12. Thank you so much for watching.